Are there any benefits to training alone? If you'd like to find out, stay tuned and watch this short video. If you want to master MMA fundamentals, check out my instructional called MMA Essential Lessons. In it you can learn about clinch takedowns, boxing, grappling, Muay Thai, ground and pound, Thai and puppet master clinch, escapes from inferior positions, and shooting takedowns. Check out the link in the description below. Hi, my name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, where we teach coaches, fighters and enthusiasts how to train smart and not just hard. And in today's video, I'll be talking about the hidden benefits of training alone. So yes, there are benefits to training alone. And I've discussed this partially in my ebook called Mental Training for MMA 2.0, A Fighter's Guide to Mental Toughness. You can find the link here. Now, many fighters and especially recreational people, I really have, I take issue with this. Whenever someone asks me how to get in shape, what do? I tell them, okay, I can give you many ways to get in shape. But you first have to get off your butt and go to the gym or into the park to run or whatever. And when I ask them, why haven't you done this until now? They usually say, I didn't have anyone to go with to the gym, which is something that drives me crazy. This is such a stupid argument, or not an argument, excuse. It's an excuse. So if you need someone to go with to the gyms in order to train, then that's a problem. Fighters usually, pro fighters don't have these excuses, but many upcoming fighters do. So they would prefer to train in a company. Now I can understand this because it's easier to train together with someone than alone. MMA, even though it's an individual sport, you train it in a group environment where you have your training partners and your coaches. But when you go to fight, you fight alone. Yes, they corner you, but it is you alone in that octagon or ring with your opponent. Now, what benefit will you have by training alone? First of all, training alone is usually hard. Like, you have to make yourself go somewhere to train alone. And I have a chapter in my ebook called Do What You Don't Feel Like Doing, where I explain that doing what we don't feel like doing, is hard for us, actually makes us stronger. Because you don't want to do something, yet you go and do it, then your brain rewards you with confidence, a little more confidence, because you actually did it. And if you do that all the time, if you do it every day, you become more and more confident and mentally tough. So that's the first benefit, just going and training alone. The second benefit is you're there alone and you have to push yourself to do the training that you've planned. And that's not easy. So what can you train alone? You can run, you can lift weights alone, you can hit the heavy bag, you can do some burpees, whatever it is that you've planned on doing. A little side note, if you're a professional fighter and you already have the whole crew behind you, like a conditioning coach, when you go to him, he makes you run, he makes you lift weights, then it's okay. I mean, you don't have to train alone at all costs, but most of up-and-coming fighters, they don't have the entire crew and they have to run alone. So maybe some conditioning coach has written an exercise plan for you that you have to implement all by yourself. Fine, that's great, don't worry about it. I've been training alone since I was 11 and I think it made me more tough, not less tough, more tough. So how does training alone make you tougher? This is how. Say you planned on running and okay, it's hard to get out of bed, you want to go, put on your sneakers and go run. Okay, you've done this and half of the battle has been already won. Now, let's say you have some interval training to do. Let's say 3 times 1 kilometer, for example. And during this kilometer, you really have to push yourself. Or maybe you're doing sprints. Whatever it is, it's something where you need to push yourself. So when you're alone, it's much harder to push yourself than when you're with your training partner and you're running together. It's much easier. You have company. He's pushing you, you're pushing him, you're encouraging each other and so forth. But when you're alone, it's much harder. So then when you manage to push yourself, this is when the benefits come. First of all, if you manage to push yourself when nobody's watching, the only judge of your performance is you, then you've made a giant leap in mental toughness. And if you keep doing that day after day, you're going to get tougher and tougher mentally.
And in my opinion, there's a lot of correlation between you being able to push yourself when you're alone and you being able to push yourself when you're in the octagon alone with your opponent.
Yes, as I've told you, you have your corner people, cornering you, but you're still alone and you have to push yourself. To learn more about this subject, check out my ebook, which you can find up there or down below in the description.
Many MMA champions use ground and pound as their go-to strategy. If you want to learn how to do it properly, check out my Total Ground and Pound Blueprint Instructional. The link is in the description.
Do you ever train alone, and is it hard for you when you do? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, like it and share it, and you can also subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to take your MMA training further, check out my instructionals. My name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, and I will see you again very soon.